Hey everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and I'm going to bring you my end of 2022, 2023 resolutions, so like wrap up, looking forward to the new year. I have some potatoes cooking in the background, so that is the background noise. So let's just start off with the end of 2022, or like 2022 as a whole. I feel like in 2022 I made no sort of hiding that I was having a really difficult time with my relationship with reading, content creation as a whole, and I think it only got worse. I kept being like, oh, if you want to like hear about it, let me know. And I guess that's also one of my resolutions for 2023, but that will be something I'll talk about a little bit later. I'm kind of going all over the place. This was going to be just a 2023 resolutions video, and then it now has turned into like what I can also kind of discuss about 2022. So let me go back to 2022. I had a fantastic year in some respects. In terms of blogging, book content, or whatever, I think my number one highlight were author panels. I have just sincerely loved author panels. They have felt so affirming and like so fabulous. They have felt just like a big hug, I guess. I've loved doing them. I've loved afterwards talking with authors. I've loved reaching out, the connections I've made. They've been fabulous, but they're also a lot of work. It's a lot of work to contact people. It's a lot of work to read all the books beforehand, to make questions, to do graphics, to post about it. Like, it's just a lot of work. I love it a lot, but it just is. I've already started planning for my 2023 panels, and it's taken me like 2 months. 2 months to get names together, to start making a document. Like, it is just a lot of work. I love it, but still, I do want to be more transparent, or be transparent about like the amount of work that requires, even though that it is my favorite part of 2022. Some standout moments also were some panels that I was able to moderate. I will put some links below. Also, I was able to go to some book events which were really fabulous, like the Frankfurt Book Fair, again after it being in hiatus because of the pandemic. Some book events I also went to that I really loved. I was able to get a lot of my Babbel books signed. So in general, I had a really great kind of those were great. Some of my favorite books were also released, which was great. But as well, I kind of fell out of love with like book content creation, with book blogging, with reading, and my relationship with that really took a turn for the worse. I keep saying that as if it wouldn't get worse, and it does. So that's kind of the end of my 2022 wrap up. Those are kind of my feelings going into 2023, is that I want to focus more time on the things I really love and focus less time on the things I don't love. So that's why I've really taken the 2 months to do this like 2023 author planning. And this is only also for the debuts. I still have a lot of 2023 scheduling for just like other panels I really want to do. I want to do another adult romance panels. I want to devote more time to reading romance books in general, more time to reading like middle grade books, to getting caught up on my shelf, to decluttering, like to becoming a little bit more minimalist in certain aspects. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about when I'm going into 2023. That's my mindset, just so everyone knows, going into 2023. And so I want to talk about 2023 resolutions, and this is not going to be only book resolutions. So that's another thing for me for 2023. I want to develop a more healthy relationship to reading, and I like mean this so seriously right now. I'm taking it very seriously. I've cut back on the amount of books that I'm reading. I've kind of decided when to pull back, to try to reevaluate my relationship with reading, but also gain a more creative and sustainable space for my mind and my creativity. So that's why I'm going to be talking a little bit more in 2023 about other things in my life, to kind of get a little bit more balance. So for one, I want to make a sustainable exercise plan. I feel like a lot of people are at home a lot now, specifically in the last couple of years, and so I'm creating a sustainable sustainable. That's the key word. Sustainability kind of is the key word for me for 2023. Sustainability in creativity, reading, content, like all of those different things. So sustainable exercise plan is like what I'm going for. I've not done very well so far in January because I've been very jet lagged, and that has just like created everything in whack. The next one is talking about, let's talk a little bit about my non-reading ones first. I'm gonna try to do a no makeup buying. If you followed me for a while, you know that I'm a avid makeup lover. And so I'm gonna try to pare down things. 2023 is also a year for more minimalism. One of my reading goals is also to buy less duplicate books. So be a lot better about like curating which special editions I want, which books I want to buy more of if I do. And so no makeup buying, or only purchasing makeup that I really need, like if I have an empties or if I need a new eyeliner, which I do. Recommendations below, please. That's going to be kind of in a more broader category of minimalism. I really want to get back into meditation. I was into it for a while, a couple years ago, I think around 2020, but I want to develop a more sustainable practice, but also meditate more. I'm not really doing it very much at all, even though I've paid for meditation for the last couple of years. So I want to meditate more, self-care more, but like the self-care not in a like, oh, I want to, paint my nails more, but in a kind of like, I want to take my own mental well-being more seriously. That's like the number one for 2023. And general, I also just want to be more vulnerable, like in my personal relationships, but also on the internet in terms of how I'm sharing my own mental thoughts. Not necessarily like I'm going to tell you everything about my private life. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more vulnerable about the struggles that I have in terms of book blogging, book content creation. So look forward to that in 2023. Kind of already starting with that. That's the spirit I'm trying to embody right now with the 2022 wrap up, to be more vulnerable and talk more about recultivating our relationship with reading, about taking you along with that journey. I think a lot of people are experiencing content creation burnout. So come with me to try to fix that. I by no means have all the answers. Read less is also a resolution I have. Feels a little bit strange to say, but that's what I say all the time, and that is still a resolution for me. To go back to reading resolutions, I want to have no goals. I'm not setting a Goodreads goal. I'm not setting a Storygraph goal. I have no goals, period. My goal is to read less. Like, I don't have a real goal. I want to DNF more books. I think that in 2022, part of what not helped, part of what hurt my reading was pushing through this idea like I need to just do it, just get through it. Also in life. And so the idea of DNFing more books I think will be more freeing. Also in December, I DNF'd like 2 books alone. I really rarely do that, but it felt really good to be able to realize, okay, this book does not make me excited to keep reading it. I need to put it down. So that's one of my goals. Also, in terms of reading less, no catch up. I do have a scheduled reading calendar. I'm trying to get away from that, honestly, in 2023, but it's baby steps. And so this idea of no catching up. So if I fall behind one day and I don't read my targeted goal, to not read that goal plus the other goal for the next day, if that makes any sense. So no reading catch-ups. I want to maybe do audio book monthly wrap-ups instead of necessarily reviews. Sometimes there are reviews that I feel like I need to talk more and more about. Like I try to do 2 to 3 paragraphs. But for audiobooks, sometimes I'm just so immersed that it's more about the experience. And so I'm going to try to do more like audiobook monthly wrap-ups and just kind of like wrap-ups in a bulk more for certain things that make a lot of sense. So that's another thing. And I already talked a little bit about no book duplicates. In general, I feel like I'm moving towards less of trying to accumulate things. Maybe it's just because I'm running out of space, as everyone is. And in general, decluttering books, that's another thing. Pins. I love pins. Everyone knows this. To be fair, I'm moving more into magnets just because they're more useful for me, especially right now. My current project in 2023 is to turn my vinyl stickers into magnets. But also in general, I'm kind of getting a little bit frustrated with the like capitalist, consumerist, gotta collect them all mentality that's becoming very, not only hard for my wallet, but also like hard for my mental health to go around and be like, oh, how do I get this edition? How do I get this special pin? Like, how do I do all of these different things? It's becoming detrimental to me as a person. So that's certainly something that I don't want to do. Also, I have this like pet project where I'm going to take 5 skills over the course of 2023 and kind of devote 2 months roughly to each of them, with having a spare 2 months to kind of have a little bit of wiggle room. So just to share, my 5 things that I want to do are knitting. I want to create a knitted piece for myself, which I've never done, and has some different challenges to like scarves and hats and stuff. Crocheting, I'd love to learn to crochet. I want to get back into making clay polymer earrings. I have all the supplies, but I haven't done it. I did it for like a week. I really loved it, invested in it, but like haven't done it again. Watercolor, I did this like years ago, still have the things, would love to get back into it and like creating actual art. And then hand lettering, which is also art, but still. I switched to digital hand lettering, but I would love in 2023 to not only practice more. I love the sort of therapeutic feeling of doing hand lettering in person and physically, but I also love being able to have the editing capacity for digital. So those are my 5 things that I love to develop more in 2023. And yeah, those are my 2023 resolutions, kind of for me as a person, and also me as a book human, and me as like an internet person. So just me. Those are my 2023 resolutions. Let me know down below what some of yours are. And yeah, I'm interested and intrigued to take you all along with me in 2023. I hope you have a really great reading day, week, month, and start of your year, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.